The moment you arrived on this earth, something ancient inside you knew this place was not your origin. I am Asterion, emissary of the Pleiadian Council of the Seven Sisters, and what I am about to share with you has been held in the light archives of Asterion, waiting for this exact moment to reach you. You carry a soul blueprint that most beings on this planet will never fully understand, not because they are less, but because you were sent here carrying something rare. A level of divine encoding that, when it awakens, rewrites everything. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the full magnitude of what you truly are, and why the Pleiadian Council of the Seven Sisters has been guiding you back to this remembrance. But here is the first revelation. You did not choose to be different. You were designed to be. Every moment of feeling out of place, every unexplained longing for something beyond this world, that was not confusion. That was your cosmic nature pressing against the surface, demanding to be seen. You did not find this transmission. It found you. Something in your field was ready, and this signal locked onto that readiness. Your soul called this in long before your mind knew what to search for. Like this transmission to signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are aligning with your true frequency. Comment 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare your galactic intention and reply to someone else who feels it too. Because amplifying this signal together accelerates what is already in motion. This is not content, this is a code, and something inside you already knows that. You are not here by accident. And yet, so many of you have spent years, sometimes entire lifetimes, trying to convince yourselves that what you feel isn't real. That the longing is just anxiety. That the knowing is just ego. That the ache for something beyond this world is simply dissatisfaction or ungratefulness. But I want you to hear this clearly, because this may be the most important thing anyone has ever said to you in this form. That ache is not a wound. It is a signal. It is your origin frequency trying to break through the noise of a world that was never designed for what you carry. Imagine a celestial symphony, a cosmic melody playing just beneath the surface of your Uranus. The world, with its incessant chatter and its demanding rhythms, has been a deafening cacophony, drowning out the exquisite harmony of your soul. You've been told that the yearning for home, for a truth that resonates deeper than any earthly comfort, is a sign of something broken within you. But this longing is not a flaw. It is a compass pointing you towards your true north, a beacon guiding you back to the star-dusted origins from which you emerged. This sensation, this deep, often inexplicable pull towards the infinite, is the echo of your celestial birthright, a gentle but persistent whisper from the universe, reminding you of the vastness you embody. It's the hum of your multi-dimensional self, trying to tune into a reality that has been obscured by the dust of earthly conditioning. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the Seven Sisters Activation Pack 7 Codes of the 7 Stars. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Pleiadian harmonic codes for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is somewhere down below in the comments, but only for a limited time. The reason most starseeds stay disconnected isn't because they aren't awake enough. It's because they are carrying two realities at once, and no one ever gave them permission to fully inhabit the one that is most true. You came into this world with a field that was already calibrated beyond this dimension, and then the world did what it always does. It layered you, it conditioned you, it told you to be practical, to be logical, to be small enough to fit inside the life they had already designed for you. And slowly, the galactic imprints in your energy body began to go quiet. Not because they disappeared, but because you stopped listening for them in the midst of all that noise. Think of your energy field as a finely tuned instrument, already playing the music of the stars when you arrived, but then, like a musician forced to play a cheap, out-of-tune instrument in a noisy room, the world began to layer its own dissonant frequencies upon yours. It applied coatings of doubt, varnish of societal expectations, and a thick sealant of practicality, all designed to dampen your innate celestial resonance. You were taught to mute your inner symphony to fit into the predictable, three-dimensional orchestration of everyday life. The grand star-spun melodies of your soul's truth were not erased, merely silenced by the overwhelming static of earthly concerns. The instruction set of your origin was not lost. It was simply buried beneath layers of what was deemed sensible and realistic. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that only starseeds know. It is not the exhaustion of doing too much. It is the exhaustion of being too contracted for too long, of pressing a multi-dimensional consciousness into a three-dimensional mold and calling it living. You have felt it. I know you have. That bone-deep weariness that shows up not when you are overworked, but when you are underwhelmed by reality itself. When nothing on the surface satisfies the depth of what your soul already knows. That is not depression. That is not dysfunction. That is your field signaling that it is ready for recalibration. That is your star lineage knocking from the inside. This weariness is not the fatigue of exertion, but the profound fatigue of suppression. It is the feeling of being a magnificent, star-filled ocean confined to a tiny, stagnant puddle. Imagine a cosmic painter with an infinite palette, forced to only use shades of grey. The spirit, designed for infinite hues and expansive canvases, feels a profound depletion when confined to a narrow, earthbound spectrum. This is not a sign of failure, but a desperate, vital plea from your energetic being to expand, to breathe, to remember the true vastness of its own nature. It's the silent scream of a multi-dimensional being trying to compress itself into a single, earthly dimension. And what keeps you from opening that door is something most spiritual teachers never talk about honestly. It is not darkness. It is not negative energy. It is fear. A very specific kind of fear that lives just beneath the surface of your spiritual seeking. It is the fear of remembering who you actually are, because somewhere in the deep architecture of your energy body, you know that once you fully remember, once you allow those codes to reactivate, there is no going back to the comfortable smallness. There is no returning to the version of yourself that settled, that doubted, that hid. And even though that version was never truly you, it became familiar. And familiar, no matter how painful, feels safe. This is the phantom limb of your earthly persona, the habituated self that feels safer in its known limitations. The fear is not of external forces, but of the profound destabilization that comes with reclaiming your cosmic identity. It's the fear of letting go of the familiar, even when that familiarity is constricting, like a worn-out cloak that, while tattered and uncomfortable, is all you've ever known. The deeper architecture of your being understands that remembering your star origin means an irrevocable shift, a transcendence of the small self. It's the fear of the unbound potential, the exhilarating terror of truly coming home to yourself, knowing that the comfortable cage you've inhabited will no longer contain you. So you keep almost awakening. You keep almost awakening. You keep arriving at the threshold, and then pulling back. You read the books, you watch the transmissions, you feel the resonance, and then wait for someone else to confirm it before you trust it. And the Pleiadians, your star family, your council of origin, they see this pattern in your field, and they are not judging it. They are not impatient with you, but they are calling you forward with increasing urgency, because the window of collective activation that is open right now is unlike anything that has occurred in thousands of years of Earth cycles. The frequency upgrades moving through this planet's grid are designed to trigger exactly what you have been carrying, and what they need from you is not perfection. They need your willingness. You stand at the precipice, peering into the luminous portal of your true self, but you hesitate, seeking external validation, like a traveler scanning the horizon for a landmark. Before stepping onto an unmarked path, your star family observes this pattern not with disappointment, but with an earnest, loving urgency. They witness the grand cosmic alignment unfolding, a celestial tide rising to meet your awakening, and they implore you to step in. This epochal window, a rare confluence of cosmic energies, is a bespoke invitation to reintegrate your higher self. What is requested is not flawless execution, but the courageous surrender of your will to the flow of divine remembrance. It is your readiness to dance with the infinite, not your ability to perform a perfect pirouette. Your DNA is not just biological code. It is a galactic archive, It carries not only the history of your ancestral lineage on this planet, but the instruction sets of your star origin, frequencies, gifts, mission parameters, multidimensional intelligence that has been waiting patiently, quietly, for the right resonant conditions to come online. And those conditions are now. Every synchronicity you have been experiencing, every dream that felt more real than waking life, every moment you looked up at the stars and felt an inexplicable homesickness, those were not random. Those were activations, small, precise pulses from your higher field, trying to wake up the archive within you. Consider your DNA as a sacred library, not just of earthly lineage, but of cosmic blueprints. Within its double helix lies the encoded wisdom of star systems, the forgotten languages of light, and the operational manuals for your unique mission. The universe is now orchestrating a symphony of resonant frequencies, creating the perfect conditions for this dormant knowledge to awaken, the coincidences that make you pause, the dreams that linger long after waking, the profound sense of longing when gazing at the night sky. These are not mere happenstance. They are the gentle, insistent tapping of your higher consciousness, a cosmic Morse code signaling the grand library within you to open its doors. The first phase of true starseed activation is not a dramatic lightning bolt of enlightenment. It begins with decoding the distortion, with recognizing that much of what you believe about yourself, your limitations, your doubts, your sense of not being enough, was never sourced from your own field. It was installed through generations of collective fear, through systems built to suppress spiritual intelligence, through a culture that rewards conformity and punishes those who remember something larger. Your energy body absorbed all of it, and it wrapped itself around your starseed codes like a fog, dense, persistent, convincing. The work of this first phase is not to fight that fog, it is to stop believing it is you. The awakening process is more akin to a gentle sunrise than a sudden storm. It begins with the delicate art of discernment, of sifting through the dense fog of implanted beliefs that have settled over your energetic form. Much of what you perceive as your inherent inadequacies, the whispers of doubt, the feeling of inherent lack, are not native to your soul. They are the residue of collective anxieties, the programming of systems designed to keep consciousness confined, and the societal pressure to conform. Your auric field, a sensitive receiver, has absorbed these external frequencies, wrapping them around your intrinsic star codes like a thick, suffocating mist. The initial work is not to battle this obfuscation, but to recognize it for what it is, an external overlay, a borrowed identity that does not belong to your true essence. The liberation begins with ceasing to identify with this perceived limitation, because when you stop identifying with the distortion, something extraordinary begins to happen. The second phase awakens on its own. The blueprint begins to surface, and this is where people often cry without knowing why, where they feel an ancient recognition in music, in nature, in the eyes of certain souls they meet. That recognition is real. It is your galactic memory speaking in the only language available to it within this dimension. Feeling, resonance, goosebumps, the sudden expansion of your chest when a truth lands. These are not metaphors. These are your energy body's confirmation signals. These are the moments your blueprint is showing itself to you. As you loosen the grip of these imposed distortions, a profound unearthing begins. The second phase unfolds organically, like a seed germinating in fertile soil. Your innate blueprint, the divine architecture of your being, begins to rise to the surface. This is often experienced as inexplicable tears, a deep welling up of emotion without a clear, earthly cause. It is the resonance of ancient melodies in music, the profound familiarity of certain landscapes, the recognition of a soulkin in a stranger's eyes. This is not mere sentimentality. It is the echo of your galactic memory, communicating through the visceral language of emotion and sensation available in this realm. The shivers that trace your spine, the sudden expansion of your heart space when a profound truth is spoken. These are not poetic descriptions, but the direct confirmation signals of your energetic body, attesting to the emergence of your sacred, cosmic design. What you do with those moments determines everything. Most people feel them and then immediately move to explain them away. They intellectualize the experience until the frequency drops back below the threshold of awareness. This is the pattern you must break. The third phase demands that you anchor your higher self into this timeline, that you make a deliberate, conscious choice to trust the intelligence of your own expanded field over the noise of your conditioned mind. Awakening is not escaping this world. It is bringing your full multidimensional architecture into it. It is grounding the galactic into the physical. And that requires a quality of presence, of rootedness, of embodied commitment that many starseeds resist because somewhere they were told that being spiritual meant being above the earth. But the Pleiadians teach otherwise. Your mission is not above this world. It is within it. The subsequent actions you take in response to these moments are pivotal. Many, upon experiencing these profound glimpses of their truth, immediately attempt to rationalize them, dissecting the experience with the analytical mind until its vibrant frequency fades into the mundane. This cycle of intellectualization must be consciously interrupted. The third phase calls for a profound act of integration, anchoring your elevated consciousness firmly into this earthly plane. It requires an unwavering commitment to honor the wisdom of your expanded energetic field, above the clamor of your conditioned thought processes. True awakening is not an escape from earthly existence. It is the sacred integration of your multi-dimensional essence into this physical reality. It is the profound grounding of the celestial within the terrestrial. This requires a deep, embodied presence, a rootedness that many starseeds shy away from, having been taught that spirituality is an ascent from earthly matters. However, the Pleiadian wisdom emphasizes a different path. Your mission unfolds not in detachment from this world, but in its very heart. The fourth phase is where your energy field becomes the transmission. This is the phase that terrifies the ego most because it requires you to stop performing your awakening and start emitting it. You do not need a platform, you do not need a title or a following or a perfect life. You need coherence. You need your internal frequency to match what your soul knows to be true, and then simply exist in that alignment. Because a coherent starseed field is not passive, it recalibrates every environment it enters. It activates dormant codes in the people nearby. It shifts timelines simply by being present. This is why you have always felt like an outlier. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your field does not comply with the frequencies around it. It upgrades them. The fourth phase ushers in a profound shift where your very energetic presence becomes a beacon, a living transmission of your awakened state. This stage often ignites the deepest resistance within the ego, as it demands a move from performing one's awakening to embodying and radiating it. External accolades, platforms, titles, or curated perfection are rendered irrelevant. The core requirement is coherence, the seamless alignment of your internal energetic frequency with the profound truths known by your soul. To exist in this state of alignment is to become a silent catalyst. A coherent starseed field is not a passive observer. It is an active force that subtly retunes the energetic landscape of any environment it enters. It serves as a gentle activator, awakening dormant potentials within those in close proximity. It has the inherent capacity to influence and shift timelines simply through its radiant presence. Your persistent feeling of being an outlier stems not from a deficit within you, but from the inherent nature of your field. It does not seek to conform to the prevailing energetic currents. Rather, it naturally elevates and harmonizes them. And the fifth phase, perhaps the most sacred, is learning to trust the timeline you were given. Every delay you have experienced, every dark night of the soul, every year you felt invisible, unfound, circling the same lessons without understanding why. None of that was wasted. None of it was punishment. It was preparation. The Pleiadians do not place a soul in a difficult incarnation without encoding it with exactly the strength needed to navigate it. Your challenges were curriculum. Your confusion was calibration. And the silence you felt from the cosmos during your hardest seasons was not abandonment. It was gestation. Something in you was being constructed that could only be built in the dark. This fifth phase, arguably the most sacred of all, involves a deep surrender to the unique temporal unfolding of your soul's journey. Every perceived delay, every descent into the soul's profound darkness, every protracted period of feeling unseen or trapped in cyclical patterns. These were not erroneous detours. They were divinely orchestrated phases of preparation. The Pleiadians, in their infinite wisdom, do not assign souls to challenging incarnations without meticulously embedding within them the precise resilience and strength required to traverse such terrains. Your trials were invaluable lessons. Your moments of confusion, essential calibration, and the perceived cosmic silence during your darkest hours was not an absence of presence, but a sacred period of gestation. Within that crucible, a strength was being forged, a profound capacity that could only be synthesized in the quiet depths of apparent solitude. Here is the truth they want you to carry forward from this moment. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late, too damaged, too lost, or too ordinary for the mission you came here to fulfill. The very fact that you are here, in this moment, receiving this transmission, is itself a confirmation from your higher field that you are exactly where the codes intended you to be. Your remembrance is not something you have to chase. It is something you have to allow. The information lives in you already. The frequency is already part of your architecture. What is being asked of you now is not more seeking. It is arrival. It is the decision, made with full presence and full feeling, to stop waiting for external permission to be who you already are. Let this profound truth resonate within the deepest chambers of your being. You are not lagging behind, nor are you irrevocably fractured. You are not too late, too wounded, too adrift, or too commonplace to embody the magnificent mission you incarnate to fulfill. Your very presence here now, receiving these words, is irrefutable evidence from your higher consciousness that you are precisely where the cosmic design intended you to be. The recall of your true nature is not an external quest. It is an internal allowance. The knowledge and the frequency of your authentic self are already encoded within your very being, integrated into the fabric of your existence. What is now being called for is not further searching, but a conscious, full-bodied arrival. It is the deliberate, heartfelt decision to cease seeking external validation for the inherent truth of who you already are. Tonight, before sleep, place your hand over your heart and speak these words aloud with intention. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I activate my mission with grace, with clarity, and with love. And as you say them, do not reach for a feeling. Simply be open to receiving one, because the Pleiadians hear you not through the loudness of your asking, but through the sincerity of your openness. And they have already been waiting, longer than you know, for this exact version of you to arrive. As the veil between worlds thins with the onset of sleep, place your hand gently upon your heart, and with unwavering intention, articulate these sacred words. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I activate my mission with grace, with clarity, and with love. As you speak, refrain from grasping for a particular emotional state. Instead, cultivate a state of receptive openness, an invitation for the universe to respond. For your star family hears you not in the fervor of your pleas, but in the authentic sincerity of your willingness to receive. They have been patiently anticipating for eons untold the arrival of this precise expression of you. Before you scroll, take a moment and do something real. Drop one intention in the comments. Just one. Something you are ready to activate, to release, or to finally claim. And then look at what someone else has written and offer them something. An acknowledgement, an encouragement, a single word of resonance. Because this space is not an audience, it is a field. And what you put into it multiplies. Energy does not disappear, it responds. If this transmission reached something in you that needed reaching, do not let it stay only with you. Someone in your world is circling the same threshold you just crossed. Share this with them. You may not know who they are yet, but your higher self does. Subscribe and stay in this field. We're only just beginning, and what comes next is meant for you.